What's up, guys? We are back with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Yeah, we're still here. Let's see the hole. That's not the hole.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Do it. Trust me.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now.
It's kind of like a special thing.
I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about it. Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you, I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, the thing's got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can... Oh, for heaven! You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
What does he mean by that?
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't want an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively... Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing with... Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and
Is that chocolate milk?
What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of this moment. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Oh, there it is. The shame of my life has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely in the hole at this point. It's more of a concavity. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teddy paw button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Oh, I suppose there is one thing we can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
Grandma, it's a video. I'm supposed to yell.
Anything else.
No, don't leave.
Yes, Stanley. I hope you and your home have a wonderful rest of it.
I see 9. I see 8. I see 7. No. I see. Dad.
Bruh. It hurt?
Is that like a special one?
Must be.
Bruh.
Stanley! Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Just when you plan to get your taxes done a month? And are you going to the same place?
Well, Dad,
Go on, try out some of the new features.
I'm out now.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
He's always
Happy
gonna pick the
12th
one you didn't
birthday,
pick. Okay.
step-niece it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright, Dad. I'm back. Nope.
Can you hold the button down, maybe? See for a second?
What?
I just want to look around.
Look at the collectibles. Like, go behind it. It's not fixed. It's not working. Dad, it's broken. Dad. It's broken. Can I have the controller back now?
I guess so. There you go.
Thank you. Thanks. Who's the #1 player of Stanley Parable?
I have no idea.
Google it.
No.
Yes. Google who's the #1 player of Stanley Parable. Are you Googling it? Are you?
Oh no, that doesn't make any sense. There's no such thing.
Who's played the longest?
That's not, I don't know. That's not going to be on a Google search, right?
How?
Because somebody needs to track that. Nobody's tracking who plays the game longer.
Why?
It's silly.
Oh, who's the last guys? Who's the last guys?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
The exit? The exit.
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to
The
anything.
jump circle?
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Could it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
And there's your ending. Oh! Mother.
Grandma! Look!
The Stanley Parable 2. Gone is Ultra Deluxe.
This
Dad!
The 12 niece balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What's where? Oh my God!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
The bucket of reassurance. Dante, with this bucket in hand, you are literally invincible.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his neck.
That's too loud.
Still no one was here. Stanley made the bucket's warm
Grandma, that's not cool.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find
Wait,
answers.
take the bucket into the broom closet. What, check what he says?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
I knew
feel
it.
that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends, that your relationship is purely superficial and convenient, that your life is so banal and meaningless. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Wait, is that rare?
Buy that sort of thing, Stanley.
What if I go to the elevator again?
You should.
Savor each and every
Now you have to check all the areas again and see if
one of
they
these
put one of them here.
figurines.
Alright. Time to go to the elevator. Where the sad pictures. Nope, going over here. Nope. Nope. Nope.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing present. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
What if I go back? I can't. It's stupid.
Oh!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This,
Yes.
there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about
Wait, Dad?
mini stands? Stanley things. Oh, what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Good job, Dante.
Whoa. I wonder if
Did you look around your office when you spawned in?
in the office?
Yeah.
No.
There might be one in the office. That'd be funny.
The elevator raced downward,
Oh,
plummeting
actually, there's
towards
one
an
in the
unknown
chair.
fate. It would be all Stanley
that what you were
could do to
thinking?
keep himself
Yes.
together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all
I
right.
like the bucket.
The
It's
bucket
all.
is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said
What
nothing.
the?
I didn't even go back up. This is new. This is already probably a new ending.
This might be a rare ending.
I wouldn't even have thought to do that. I go back in the boss's office and just mash on 3 a bunch of times.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Whoa, this looks like a door.
You put the piano.
What?
The piano to your left. That's okay.
Triple Whopper, quadruple Whopper.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
I'm tempted to try to go back up again.
Going back up.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together.
We
and I
might
just
find a
want you to
Stanley
see
thing.
what I see.
Right?
Feel the happiness I
No idea what this is
feel.
doing.
He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
It's a flipping bucket.
No, it's the bucket of reassurance, your lifelong friend and companion.
What is wrong with you? I'm gonna slam on
Here we
3
go,
again.
said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Alright, go back. Let's see what happens.
Dad, what was that code?
0142.
Oh,
There was 0001 as well.
oh, I wish one of those worked. Right? That would have been sick.
Stanley and the bucket were so close, they'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The
This is
question
going somewhere.
caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
Go back up.
Why?
This is going somewhere.
I'm gonna go out. See how it sparked?
Yeah.
Now I'm going back up.
There you go.
He didn't say anything this time.
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket
Whoa!
would
I
be
just
able
saw
to see his
something there.
joy through the eyes of
Whoa!
others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand
the-
There it is.
Stanley.
And we've gone somewhere.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
What the heck?
Look at all the signs to it.
What?
Look at all the signs.
Whoa! This is gonna be like a movie? Stage door?
Okay, so it's all the same.
Well, pressing that button changed things.
What a shocking. Oh my god. What an absolutely shocking
This was
discovery Dante's made.
One last chance to win the bucket over.
427?
One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Yes. I can't believe you discovered this, Dante. I literally never would have clicked that elevator button to go back
There's
up.
no one here.
What the?
Nobody had come
Whoa!
to the press
What?
conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over.
3 is the 3 with the 3. 3 with the 3 with the 3 mixed with 3, which is 3. 3 plus 3 is also 3. And if you add 3, 3, 3, 3, and add 3 times 3, which is technically, which is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which makes him.
They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy.
I can't reach the microphone. Don't be the ending. When am I gonna be get?
Wait, look at the Elvis.
What?
Oh, in the corner. Down right. Oh, that's just a stupid lamp. I was like, oh, look. Oh.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision?
Can you open
What
the
if a
door?
crucial outcome fell
Okay,
on...
restart. Yeah, begin the game again. No. Begin the game again. Yeah.
Imagine something different happened.
There. Can you get the
All of
bucket?
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So get the bucket.
Stanley
Where's the
decided to
bucket?
go to the meeting room.
The
Perhaps he
bucket.
had simply missed a
No, keep
memo.
going. It'll be there on the left. Now, take
Stanley
it back to
lifted
your
the
office.
bucket into
Please
his arms,
open the office.
and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
So I can put it in my office?
I'll burn
Stanley
it, but I
pressed the
think it would be
bucket upon
different if
every
you get the
little
bucket.
thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
I'll wait input if I can get it.
I know.
It's ready. Look at the other computer screen. there's got to be ways to discover more computers because that's an input received, and it looks like there's 4 notches. Keep going, just keep playing. We'll come back to it later. That's clearly related to an ending.
None of the doors closed.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee
Dad,
lounge
look!
was simply the place to be.
The bucket told him.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door
Kill yourself with the bucket.
to
Keep
go
going.
back to the meeting room.
How?
Jump off the thing.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
The bucket side. Dante's different.
What if we put out the bucket?
Oh, no, it is normal.
Stanley decided to go to the
Oh, wait,
meeting
check the
room.
computer door.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Look at all of them in the room.
Yeah. Whoa!
There you go.
Wait, every time you die...
Okay, 3 more.
I need to die 3 more times. Then
The confusion and the chaos
What?
all seemed to melt away. as
No,
Stanley
the other one.
embraced the
I
bucket.
pressed the input right after I died.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, he tried. They've changed the meeting room.
There will be a reward for finding them all.
Wait, go back. On that whiteboard, this is missing statues. Don't be past it. That's a large room, lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. That's just, okay. So you know how to get to red and blue doors. Right? So go to that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Over here. Then go back.
The red and blue, you have to die and start again. But just keep going. Like, get another ending, then you'll do it.
But let's do the input first.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him. The bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. Subtle, yes, but an unmistakable. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes.
What?
This is certainly the most logical
This is
explanation.
normal. Yeah. So,
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Dad, what's our number again? 247?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa! What? 427? Oh. There it is.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter, his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one.
Oh, we don't have any friends?
But here was the proof. The heart
Wait,
of the
Dad.
operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad
Look.
or content.
It's the zero thing.
Eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from
See?
this very place. And as the cold reality of this
Facility
past
power, I'll
began
turn
to
it
sink in,
off.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Okay, how do I turn it
So
off?
he and the
You just hit
bucket
off.
would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the...
Can I have some?
Stanley and the
Dad,
bucket.
you're gonna continue. Dad, here.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley
I've
and the
never
bucket
seen
had
this.
defeated their greatest
So I'm
and
gonna have some
darkest
chips.
freed
So we
themselves
don't
from
make
the
the controller
tyranny
all
of the
easy.
evil mind control machine.
Look up.
Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this
Dad.
massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... Well, wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
Have you seen this ending?
No.
Nope.
Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Excuse me. That's the ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Go behind you. You need to look for them. That one, no.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Weird, right?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge.
Oh yeah, you just need to go down.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
The way we go to the...
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting
You want to go on the
room.
bridge?
Go somewhere else. The cargo.
Okay, Dad?
Yes. Good, said the bucket. Now,
Oh, shit.
But Stanley feared that any
I
path he
saw
walked
the...
might
You saw it
lead
though,
to
right?
the separation
Yeah.
of himself and the bucket. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
That's
trace of his co-workers. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket alone. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanley beans and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in
I'm
the
back,
cargo
guys.
screen go up by one? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Day number 295.
Dad!
Number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria.
Dad, we're zooming in.
Every time I pick it up, no matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. An emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. Still haven't figured out why I see the world so
Come on, look.
differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket.
Wait,
But I have
Dad.
to be careful, because
Look.
as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
That was disturbing. That was very disturbing. Right, Dad?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
That was
And here it
disturbing,
was.
right?
Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Dad, that was
there-
disturbing, right?
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to
I'm
him.
gonna go over there.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Well, that way doesn't work.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a minute. Now then, I'm going to run you through
Dad.
some test scenarios, and you'll tell
New
me whether or
ending.
not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell
Are
us
you gonna stay for
everything
the
we'll
ending?
ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Good job, Ronnie. That was obvious.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Just hit no. We'll say yes.
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket. Item 4.
But yes.
Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one. Is this a bucket?
Okay, hit no.
I'm gonna hit yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
What?
I mean,
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
which one do you want me to hit?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ah.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid a bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Where did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, I tell you what, I'll reset
Okay, Dad.
everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Dad, how do we get out of the Stanley Parable 2?
No idea. I'll keep waiting and watch it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna follow his orders.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Dad? When we head to the boss's office, it says stairs, something
Coming
to do
a
with
staircase,
stairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Have you ever bring the bucket with you? Oh, ho, ho.
You're getting close.
How did
now,
I
Stanley.
know?
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
We're gonna begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Dad,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
have you ever seen the ending if you go back over there?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what... No! Oh, thank God you lived. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to
well, I hope you like this video. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time.